many of you find yourself staying up all hours of the night trying to finish a project or binge watching your favorite TV show on Netflix? How many of you, after a night like that, feel completely exhausted? How many of you, even after a full night's sleep, still feel like you haven't slept at all? We can all agree that we've felt different effects from sleep and the lack of sleep. From those nights where you stayed up way too late, you may wake up feeling exhausted, sluggish, and unable to complete daily tasks. Whereas you may have those nights that you wake up after a night's sleep and feel completely refreshed and ready to start the day. Different lengths of sleep containing different cycles are a factor in what powers our body every single day. The National Library of Health states that 70% of college students do not get the adequate amount of sleep each night, and that affects their academic performance. But what is sleep, and why is it so important? Sleep is a state that's characterized by changes in brainwave activity, breathing, heart rate, and other physiological changes. It is also a decrease in responsiveness to external stimuli. The National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute states that school-age children and teens need about 9 to 10 hours of sleep each night, whereas adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. The CDC did a study that conducted that 35% of Americans do not get the adequate amount of sleep that they need each night. But why is it so important that we spend a third of our day in this unconscious state? What happens if we don't get the adequate amount of sleep each night? Adequate sleep protects your mental health, your physical health, your quality of life, and your safety. Adequate amount of sleep helps improve learning and improves problem-solving skills. It also helps you pay attention, make decisions, and be more creative. Without adequate sleep, you may find yourself having trouble making decisions and solving problems. Sleep also benefits and solidifies your ability to memorize things. Studies show that after a night's sleep, people tend to retain information better and perform better on memory tasks. So if you're thinking about staying up late the night before a test, you may want to rethink that. Sleep also supports healthy development and growth. Adequate sleep allows your body to release hormones that promote growth, and this is very important in teens and children as your body is beginning to develop. It also triggers hormones to boost muscle mass and helps repair your cells and your tissues. But why, even waking up some mornings after a long night's sleep, do you still feel like you haven't got any sleep at all? This is affected by different stages of sleep that you achieve during the night. During sleep, your body cycles through different stages on an average of 90 minutes. These 3 stages are light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. Light sleep is the entry point into sleep. Your body starts to slow down and unwind. You may find yourself rotate from being awake to being asleep, and you may be easily awakened during the sleep. This also helps promote physical and mental recovery. The next stage is deep sleep. This is usually the first few hours of the night when you are sleeping. It's harder to be woken up during the sleep as your body is less responsive to stimuli. You may find that your breathing slows, your heart rate becomes more regular, and your muscles tend to relax. This type of sleep helps promote physical recovery, memory, learning, and it also helps boost your immune system. So after those nights sleep, when you wake up feeling completely refreshed, you probably spent some solid hours in deep sleep. The last stage is REM sleep. This occurs after deep sleep. Your brain becomes more active. This is usually when dreaming will occur, and you may experience rapid eye movement. You may find that your heart rate also increases, and you may experience irregular breathing. This stage of sleep is important in mood regulation, learning, and memory, as your body is trying to remember previous things from the previous day. While experiencing these different cycles of sleep, you may also experience periods of the night where you're actually awake. You may not realize you're awake as your body quickly falls back asleep, but it is normal to spend about 10 to 30 minutes a night awake. If you ever wake up feeling completely restless, like you didn't sleep the night before, you probably spent many hours being awake. Us humans require sleep in order to refuel after a long day. We're a lot like electronics. We need to recharge our batteries every day in order to fully function properly. We rely on sleep every day in order to grow and live the healthiest lifestyle possible. So, if you're ever wondering why you're feeling sluggish, you have baggy eyes, or your bones and muscles ache, remember, sleep satisfies.